Today we're going to be looking at the Double O Riser metal build, which of course can be displayed in both the Double O Gundam and O Riser mode or in the combined mode. So let's get this thing opened and see everything that's included. Okay, let's crack this thing open and see everything inside. So up top here we have all of the accessories and the base for the O Riser, but let's take this away. We can look at those later, and if I lift this up, there we go. Double O Gundam. And some additional weapons and beam sabers there, but of course the main thing here is the Double O Gundam right here. So let's get this guy out of here. Pull him out of the polystyrene here. There we go. We'll take a close look at him pretty soon, but he is heavy, very heavy, because of course this is a metal build, so that inner frame is entirely made out of metal, but looks amazing. Again, closer look very soon. But before we take a closer look at him, we can take this out, which is the base that I talked about earlier, and a bunch of hands here that we can pose Double O Gundam with to give him some pretty cool dynamic poses. But let's take a look at the beam sabers here, both in clear red, clear pink, which will look pretty amazing if you want to pose Double O Gundam with two beam sabers. And we have the dual GN swords right here, which both look fantastic. Let's get these out of their packaging. And there's both those GN swords out of the box. They look great. Okay, and lastly in here we have the two beam sabers. There we go. There's one, and there's two. Okay, let's take this polystyrene out and put these accessories back in. We can see the O Riser in its full glory here. But before we look at that too much, let's take a look at the other weapons for the Double O Gundam. And right here, this is the GN Sword 3, which looks fantastic. The green on this especially is very vibrant in these lights. It looks absolutely amazing. And over here, we have two of the GN shields that we can see right there. They look really nice as well. And now we're mostly onto O Riser parts that are left here. So let's take a look at these. Let's start with the main section here, the cockpit of the O Riser, which also looks absolutely fantastic. The orange here really stands out. And then we've got the GN binders right here, which both sit on either side of there and get a GN drive attached to them. They're going to look really nice attached to the Double O Gundam, along with all the other pieces. But here we can see the GN drives, both of those right there. And that's almost everything. We have a few attachment pieces here, and then of course the base and stand for the O Riser if you want to display it separately. And there we go, there is the Double O Gundam and O Riser straight out of the box. I didn't want to do any fancy posing or anything right now. I just wanted to display all of the accessories and parts that come with this set. But of course you saw the bases and stands that were included when I was unboxing as well. And of course the different hands for Double O Riser, which you'll see later in this video when I do some poses and showcasing of this figure. For anyone curious, he stands just around 18-19 centimeters tall, and we do have this little leaflet book included as well, which goes through a bunch of things and even shows everything that's included here on this page. So everything that we unboxed is right there. There's some great illustrations about how to put this thing together and the different poses and different weapons you can attach. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put this all together. We'll do it in the configuration of the O Riser and Double O Gundam separately to begin with, and then we'll combine the two with the O Riser and Double O Gundam becoming the Double O Riser. And then we'll finally be able to see it in its full glory and be able to give a review score on this part of the video. And while we assemble the Double O Gundam here, I just thought I'd do a close-up shot where you can actually see some of the articulation in process and motion here. You can see a lot of these parts do move. We've got rotation, we've got head swivel, body swivel, and of course the legs bend and move around. Really great motion there, and we're going to start attaching some of these parts. Easy way to start here is around the back. We can put the beam sabers in here on both sides. And then if we turn him back around, we're going to attach the GN swords here to his hips, which should be pretty easy like that. And next, let's put the GN shields on his shoulders. So these should attach pretty easily like that and like that. And there's a pretty good look at Double O Gundam with all of his armaments attached, other than the GN Sword 3. Okay, let's build up the O Riser here. These two binders go on either side. So these just attach like this, and there we go. And these have got quite a lot of points of articulation here that you can move around, including the actual back of the Riser unit itself. And there we go, that's what the O Riser looks like with some of its parts extended. There is one more thing I want to attach though, which is if we flip the riser over, we can actually attach the GN Sword 3 to the bottom like so. And now we're going to put these two on stands and check them out like that. And there we go, a really quick pose of the 00 Gundam and riser. Just put these on the stands, really. There's nothing crazy going on here, but I do think they both look fantastic separately. But I do have a suspicion that they're going to look even better when they're combined into the 00 riser. Already separately, the 00 Gundam and riser are super photogenic kits, and you can see it in this footage showcasing that. They just look so good, especially the 00 Gundam. It just looks fantastic flying away like that. It's really, really amazing. And while it isn't my favorite mobile suit from 00 Gundam, I do think this one looks fantastic in the metal build, which, if people aren't familiar, is an action figure. This isn't, of course, as you've seen in the unboxing, a model kit like normal Gunpla. But here they are again, separately, so I think it's time we combine them into the 00 riser. Okay, let's get the riser off that base, and let's detach the GN Sword 3. And let's also take these side pieces off. And the cockpit cover comes off here, and we swap that over with a white cover. Next, we're going to take the GN shields off the shoulders here, and we're going to put these ones on instead. Okay, so next on the back of the 00 Gundam is this slot here that says GN on it, and this pops off as like a little cover, and you can see there's a little hole connector in there now. And now back to the riser again, we extend this section and pull this down to reveal another circle connection point, which now connects to here, just like that. You can already see he's starting to beef out quite a lot. These little connectors here press into the back of the 00 Gundam. Next, we're bringing these back from the riser, and these are now going to go on each of the shoulder pieces. On these new GN drives we attached, these just slip on like that, and like that. And we're pretty much there now with the 00 riser, with all of the connections done. But I think it's time we put the GN Sword 3 on this Gundam. And the first thing we're actually going to need to do that is a new right hand so he can actually hold it. So let's take this old hand off and attach the new one. And now we can attach the GN Sword 3 just like that. And now he's holding that, we can attach this section underneath. And there we go, there is the 00 Gundam and riser combined into the 00 riser that you see right here, holding that GN Sword 3 and looking incredible. I think this is one of my favorite Gundams now, just seeing it like this. So if you're a fan, let me know down below as well. But I think it's time for the overall review, my overall thoughts right here. I think this is a really, really cool way to collect and display Gundam. If you're not, you know, maybe you don't have time to build Gunpla, or maybe you just want something that's a little bit more of a showcase piece. Maybe you're not great at painting or applying decals or anything. And I think going for something like a metal build like this is just a fantastic way to do it. So I'm going to do more reviews and more unboxings of more metal builds from both the metal build series like this, and also the fixed figuration metal composite, and from the metal robots from the Robot Spirits line as well. But this thing is just a lot of fun to kind of move around, pose, change all these different directions of these different dividers and connectors and weapons. The head moves around, we can move the riser around, we can move all these pieces. It just feels like so much fun to move this thing around, and it's got a lot of weight to it. So balancing maybe isn't the easiest thing, but when you get it into a spot, I think it looks pretty damn cool. So with that in mind, while I would like to maybe have seen a little bit more maybe damage or edge wear and things like that on the paint applications, so I'm going to give this 5 Harrows out of 5, because I think this is an amazing one. And while it is an older set and an older figure to collect and maybe not as easy to get your hands on, I highly recommend you do if you can get it, because I think this is going to look great on any Gundam collector's shelf, and fans of 00 should go crazy for this. I'm a big fan of Exia, so I can't wait to get my hands on a metal build Exia as well to go with the 00 Gundam here, or the 00 riser, I should say. I'm just having fun playing around with this kit now and really checking it out. But enough of just staring at the 00 riser like this. Let's get it into some cool showcase pieces, and let me know what you think to this video down below.